Hello, Taurus. Your opening energy today is push. We're using the Creativity Oracle card, and this says push. Don't feel inadequate. Forget how to quit. Push on no matter how things look. I think this is good advice. All right, I'm going to put that into a little bit of context. All right, this is a reading for October through December 2025. Let's get into it. We start with a Prince of Wands. Yeah, we have the Death card. We have a Six of Wands. We have the Empress, all of that pleasure and beauty and love harvest. Yeah, this is it. You're pushing on, and this harvest is yours. I can't wait for that. We have some clarity with an Ace of Swords, a Three of Wands, your virtue, your pride in your accomplishments. Yeah. We have a Libra energy. Well, I wanted to use the Rider-Waite-Smith for the rest of the Path of the Serpent. Let's switch decks. Do a little hybrid thing here. We have a Knight of Swords. Interesting that this is the same card. It's basically both Libra energies here. So I maybe would watch the Libra reading if I were you as well. We have a Three of Swords, and we have a Chariot. The Chariot really is that kind of push-on kind of card. Yeah, I like that. I think that's really, really nice. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the end. It will tie everything together and give us the confirmation we need. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments, all right? Now, as we look around the room here, we see major, 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 major. We've got good fire. We don't have any water cards, but what we do have is our Empress, okay? We've got air and air. And we don't have any earth cards either, huh? It's interesting. I think the Empress really is taking on, the earth and the water energy to me. This is kind of like everything is consolidated into one. So I feel like there's going to be a really big event happening in your life sometime between October and December. I feel like there's going to be a really big event. This could just really be like the end of the year celebrations. This could be the really just like we're closing out 2025 with a big celebration and a big, big harvest. Yeah, it's going to be extraordinary, but we're not there yet, right? We still need to push. We need to push on. We're starting with our Prince of Wands here. This is a fixed fire energy. This is about you expressing your pure creative fire and your passion. You're being told to maintain that, to stay consistent, to push forward with your creative energy and your passion right now in life. And whatever you're doing, don't let off the gas. This is the sort of cruise control card, yeah? This is about you, like, letting your ideas, letting your passion, letting your creative will find form through you, right? You're being told to be fearless right now, to maintain your enthusiasm. This is a card that's saying you're going to stay motivated. This is literally like that card that's saying we're pushing. And, there is a kind of, there's a stubbornness about the princes of the tarot. They don't want to change. They don't want to move. They don't want to do anything different. So it's saying don't deviate from your path. Keep doing what you're doing, right, for this season. And don't stop for anything, because you're going all the way to Big Rock Candy Mountain. You're going all the way to the Empress, to the Emerald City, to your best life, the good life, to paradise, okay? Don't stop. Maintain your momentum, maintain your discipline and your fortitude, and maintain your motivation. Stay fired up. Yeah. I also got this Death card here today, and the Death card seems like a very scary card, but it's not really. I think it's a card that's saying like we're steadily making progress, right? This is the force of change that happens steadily over the course of time. It doesn't give up, doesn't quit, doesn't slow down. I think that you're being told for this season to welcome change, to to be, you know, sort of excited about the things that are changing in your life. This is a metamorphosis. I think this final push is really is your becoming. You know, I think that we're kind of emerging. This kind of, to me, is like the butterfly. Like, this is what we're going to have. This is who we're going to be. We've got to push through this change, okay? This card's also asking you what things need to be released right now, what things have to end in order for this new life of yours to begin. Miracles are happening, right? I feel like this is really the best reading. I feel like this is really, really good. I feel like the good life is here. And now there's a few things we have left to do. Now, trust in this, right? Trust in this transformation. Release the things that need to be released. Okay? Welcome that change and know that you're becoming who you're meant to become. This is that card of slow, gradual change over the course of time. It feels as if, you know, maybe this has been a long time in the making for you. And it feels really, I think there's going to be we have all this good fire energy here today too, you know? We got all this fire here. I think there's a real pride that's coming about because you've stayed persistent and consistent, that you have done this for a long time and you've kept at it. You haven't given up on your life, you know? So whatever is changing, whatever this metamorphosis is that's happening, the good life is here. And I think you really deserve to be proud of yourself and to own it. Yeah, to take pleasure in what you're achieving right now in your life. And enjoy all the good things, because I feel like for a long time you've had to sacrifice a lot of the good things. You've been putting in a lot of effort into yourself, into your growth, your business, into your family, into, you know, every aspect of your life. And now the Six of Wands, right? I feel like you're stepping into confidence and dignity and leadership, right? I think this is you enjoying the victory, enjoying the recognition. And I think that what you're accomplishing this season between now and the end of the year, I think that, you know, you're owning it. You're saying, I did that. And I deserve to feel good about that. Now, you did it in tandem with Spirit. You're a co-creator with Spirit, right? Now, this is also a card that's saying you're gaining in some kind of influence, okay? Use your influence responsibly. You have the ability to command other people or something like that. That's coming into your life. Use it for the greater good, right? Don't use it for evil. You know, it's kind of it's a superpower. I think that you really are gaining in influence and power and status, or, you know, reach or something like this, right? Maybe it's a promotion kind of energy, but I feel like there are more people listening to you. So it's important that you tell them the right things. You know, it's important that you make sure that they kind of do the right things. You know, in life, and that you are a good example, I think, is maybe the phrase that I'm looking for, all right? You also have this Three of Wands, and I think that this is kind of you standing in that integrity and standing with that virtue, because you're leading by example. If you want other people to do the right thing, you got to do the right thing too. Yeah, and whether this is friends, family, co-workers, or just the world at large, I feel like you put your money where your mouth is. I feel like you walk your talk. Yeah. This is a card that's advising you to persevere, to push, to be determined, to use your strength. But it's another card really that to me feels like it's, you know, take pride in what you're doing. Know that you're doing the right thing. Don't be arrogant. Don't have this kind of hubris, right? But, you know, try to avoid vanity, yeah? But be proud of what you're doing. And be proud of how hard you've worked. You're working hard, and I think the Empress is really going to reward you in a very, very significant way for all of this push. I feel like you've been pushing for the whole year, really, right? And now it's time for all of that to bear fruit with this Empress card, okay? We have Also the Ace of Swords up here. Now, by the way, hit the like button. Hitting the like button is going to make sure that YouTube pushes this video out to everybody that needs to see it. All right, and so I appreciate you doing that. The Ace of Swords that we see here, this is your mind. I feel like you have a very clear perception of truth right now. And I think that I'm feeling a sense of like justice in your life. So I kind of feel that there's something that is, there's something that you're capable of, or there's something that you recognize, or there's something that you feel motivated to get involved with. It would be a good time for you to kind of take up a cause, or to sort of advocate for somebody else, or take up some kind of a mission, even, you know. And maybe the end of the year is a good time for a lot of us to do that. Find out what we really believe or what we really care about. And if we're experiencing a lot of harvest this season, maybe we can use some of that to I don't know if it's social change or social justice or something like that, but I feel like there's something that you kind of care about, you know? And it almost feels like it's kind of a mission statement, and I wonder if you're kind of if you're formulating this mission statement for yourself. Yeah, I think you have a lot of power in your life right now, and I think that it's important that you use it wisely and that you use it to further your cause and to sort of promote truth. Yeah, I think that you're somebody that. You're somebody that, like, motivates other people. You encourage people to be strong in times of conflict. I feel like you really are emerging as kind of a leader in life right now. Yeah. And this is a really good time for kind of understanding what our larger purpose in the world is. And I think that you're stepping into a position where you can have an influence on the way things happen. You can have an influence on the way of the world, okay? Maybe locally, yeah, but maybe on a larger scale too. So understand what kind of power you have, and like your word, what you say and what you do matters. So this is, in a way, this could be you like really like broadcasting your voice out there. And now with the internet and YouTube and all that stuff, you can be heard by millions of people. Okay? So think about that in your life and find out like where you can kind of stand up for what you believe in. You have a voice, basically, is this card. And it's saying use your voice. Yeah, it's a good time for you to speak out, speak on what you believe, speak your truth. And speak up about any kind of what you believe in, that kind of justice energy. Yeah. Now, Empress. Let's talk about the Empress. Beautiful card. This is love, beauty, and fruitfulness. Okay. This is you, I think, experiencing a lot of luxury, a lot of delight in your life. This is that harvest. Okay. And I think it's going to be a wonderful time to share that harvest. To embrace the people around you. I feel like you're bringing in a lot of people around you. And I don't know if that's family or if it's a larger kind of thing. This is really an increase in the bounty and abundance of your life. This is the good life. And I feel like this is really on its way to you. I feel like you're having a voice, again, with the Ace of Swords. You're having a say in what kind of life you're living, and I think that's part of this Ace of Swords, this mission. It's saying, I want a certain kind, I believe in a certain kind of life, and I want to make the world this kind of place. I feel like you have an opportunity to make the world a better place for everybody. You're making your life better, and I think that you're sort of sharing that energy or that power or whatever that is. Maybe I don't know, maybe it's a business that you're starting, or some kind of a foundation, or some kind of a charity, or it's just that you're succeeding, and And I feel like you're setting an example for other people in your life, maybe just for your friends or family or whatever it is, locally, but maybe on a larger scale too, okay? So I think, yeah, a lot of good things are coming your way. Big kind of harvest energy for you. And now we also have some more ideas of justice or harmony, right? Especially with our adjustment card here, which, it could be a karmic balance, some kind of karmic rewards are coming in for you. And I think that's going to be really part of this bounty and harvest of our Empress energy, because I feel like you really deserve this. I feel like you have been giving to something, and it's time for you now to receive. And that receiving energy is going to be really nice. Okay, I feel like this is a card that's telling you to strive for balance. Don't go for it. Don't lean into any kind of extremes right now. Maintain your internal balance and harmony. I feel like you're also striving for justice. So it feels like there is something that the scales might be tipping in some way here. Maybe that in your life personally you've recognized an injustice. I feel like you're advocating for the return of the balance, for justice to be restored, okay? Could be that you're doing this on a larger scale. You could have some kind of a global kind of cause that you're then going to be speaking out about, okay? And I think this is also a advice to sort of pursue fairness in your interactions with people, okay? That I think you're really someone that wants kind of equality, I guess, right? You're somebody that wants there to be a balance in, you want things to be fair, and you want things to be sort of, it's kind of a compromise, I guess, but I feel like you want everybody to kind of have what they need. And so I don't feel like you're trying to really dominate or overpower anybody. You're striving for that kind of fairness and a balance and kind of an equilibrium in your relationships with other people. Okay, and you have similar energy here with that Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords kind of rushing into to something here. And I kind of feel like the Knight of Swords, it's kind of taking up a cause. I feel that you are using your discipline and your focus, and you're rushing into something. This is someone that feels like they're on a mission. They've got their Ace of Swords and they're rushing into battle. And so this might really be you taking up a new sort of a new mission or a new cause in your life, and it may be a sort of call for justice or balance or some kind of a restoration or a karma kind of thing, okay? I think that this is you really having a mental discipline and focus. I think that you have an opportunity now to really use your mind for something very, very productive or even like life-changing or world-changing. That you have a good idea for something. If you do, for those of you that kind of have like a mission statement or like a cause, or this an idea of your purpose, now would be a really good time to start planning that and fleshing that out and driving that plan or that cause, right? That mission. It would be a good time to start pushing and driving that forward. Okay, the Three of Swords that we also have is a card of sorrow and heartbreak. I feel like it's important for some of you to acknowledge, how you feel about certain things. And it may be connected to a lot of our other energies too. This could be kind of more of an isolated card, but it's really telling you that, your grief has taught you a lot. The things that you have suffered through in your life have taught you compassion, have taught you depth and understanding. I feel like you have a real opportunity to connect with people and to groups of people and to elements of society and the world. And, I feel like you really have something to say. I feel like that's a major theme that's kind of coming out here. And I think that you acknowledging kind of what you've been through and maybe sharing your story with people, sharing your experiences, what you've been through, Okay? Because I feel like this is some kind of suffering or grief or heartbreak that now has allowed you to connect with people. You know, that sort of it's produced in you a tremendous compassion. And it may be even that you now you feel like you have a platform or a voice to speak on those kinds of subjects. Yeah. And so if that kind of resonates with you, it would be a very good time for you to start doing some kind of work in that regard. That's what our Knight of Swords is kind of doing. I feel like there really is a trend here with these cards. So if you're feeling that energy, use your Knight of Swords here to really start pushing and speaking out and really, really lead the charge here in some kind of an issue or a theme or a subject matter that you feel uniquely qualified to speak about. Okay, I think that's going to be a really fulfilling thing for you to push forward into. Finally, we have our Chariot card. And this is a card that's saying you are triumphing because of your faith, your focus, and your discipline. Again, it's that card of push, right? You've been pursuing your goals with zeal and determination. And I think that this is what is getting you to that Emerald City, that Empress energy, that good life, is your faith and your focus and your discipline. You're being advised to maintain that, okay? To keep pushing forward and pursue all of your goals with that same kind of zeal and determination. Be careful that your chariot doesn't roll over other people. I think that's where your balance is. You have this ambition and this determination, but I feel like you also have a compassion and a concern for other people. Okay, and so I feel like you're kind of like you're bringing everybody with you. Yeah. So I think this is a very important energy for you. The Chariot is also a card of kind of family and community. I feel like this is you really. I feel like you want to defend other people. I don't know. Maybe you're going into law or something like that. But I feel like you have this real compassion and concern for others, where you want to stick up for the little person. You want to fight for the underdog. I feel that kind of energy for you. It may be prominent for some of you this coming season. Okay, let's look at our mystery card over here. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Mystery card. Gosh, what do we think? I kind of feel like maybe we should get some pentacles or some cups here. We don't have any of those things. So let's take a look. Another Six of Wands, a repeat of this. And the Six of Wands is very important too, because it is kind of like you're being lifted up as the champion, as the leader, as the winner. But this is a card that's saying like, we're all in this together, like we're all succeeding. So it's like you don't feel like you win unless everybody around you gets to come up too. Okay? You're not stepping over everybody to get to the top. You're like, everybody is like, you're all holding hands climbing to the top. Yeah. So this is a leader. This is somebody that is leading a group to victory. And that, yes, maybe you're the one that is kind of out in front, but everybody's coming with you. Okay, friends, family, coworkers, like whatever we're talking about here. There's not an individual. There's no I in team here, right? So I think that this is, it is a good time for you to lead, but it's a good time for you to also, recognize that you're part of a larger group and that there is a kind of interdependence that's going on there. Yeah, and I think also it's emphasizing that you are very respected by that group. And it's important that you use that influence for the greater good and that you do kind of lead people the right way. If everybody's following you, make sure you're walking in the right direction. Yeah. Oh, I like that energy. If you want to go deeper, click on through to the extended reading. There's a join button right down there. Okay, we're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. We'll clarify money and love. And we'll do the yes/no coin. Taurus, I thank you, I love you, and I'll see you there.